Why the marine mood is expressed in poem?
Why the marine mood? Oh, that's lovely. The marine mood expressed in your poem. More than one answer. Look at the map and see where Kuwait is in the Middle East. The sea, the sea, the sea. And the sea is the Gulf of Arabia, the Mediterranean. All of those seas are very close to Kuwait and to the desert countries of the Middle East. But every single time I write a poem, I can hear the sea because I live near the sea and I have never, ever, never lived somewhere which was not within sight of the sea. So I live high up in hills just like your hills, mountains like your mountains, high up, and I can see the sea. When I was a child, I lived near the sea. My grandmother's farm was near the sea. So I think the sea is in my head, always. And so the first thing I worry about is the sea, that they were hurting my beautiful sea. Very interesting question. Nobody in Britain has ever asked me that question. And this poem is studied all over the world in IGCSE, International Exam. And no one asked me that question before. Is that slow enough?
Yeah.
Yes? Am I better?
Yes or no?
Yes.
Andrea?
Why did you choose the title Lemon?
Why did I choose the title Lament? Right? Because it is the title of a certain kind of music. A bugle with a sad, sad sound. Expect you've heard this sound of the lament of a bugle somewhere? In a film, maybe?
Oh boy. What was the instrument?
Bugle.
It's a bugle.
Oh,
It's
saxophone.
on a bicycle. Yeah.
Big one.
No, trumpet.
It's a trumpet.
Big one. With
Is it a trumpet or a bugle?
Bugle, but it's a small.
Yes, yes. So the soldier plays it, and the coffin with the dead soldier in it, with the flag of the country over the coffin, is going to the grave. So lament. It also, it's just one word, lament, but lament for these things. Lament for those things. Lament for those things. Lament is an echo through the poem, like the lament played on the bugle. That's why. And also, it gave me a title it gave me a word I could use just once. But you would know it was in every verse. Lament for the green turtle, lament for the cormorant, lament for the ocean, lament for the gunsmith. Title, there it is, all the way through. You could write your own poem called Lament. Lament, all the things underneath listed that make you angry or sad about the world. You could all write a poem called Lament. Will you do that? Write your poem called Lament.
In Spanish.
Any more questions?
Yes. I think more questions. I would like that you read another
Sorry?
of your poems. I would like that you read another of your poems?
I brought the other poem that was photocopied, Cold Nap Lake. It's a more difficult poem, I think. Right. Cold Nap Lake is the name of a lake, right by, just as far as that wall over there, from my house when I was a little girl. My house, the lake. My mother was a nurse, yeah? And a child fell in the water of the lake. All the people thought she was dead. Someone knocked on our door, and I'm 5 years old, hear a man say, "Come, a child is dead. A child has drowned in the lake." So I never ever forgot, to this day, a child has drowned. But my mother was a nurse. She saved the life of the child. But being afraid the child had drowned stayed with me till I'm an adult, a grown-up and writing this poem. So it's a memory of when I was only 5. Do you have swans here? Swans? Do you have swans? Swans, the bird swans?
Seasons.
Yes. Oh yes. Yes. There were beautiful swans on the lake, but they frightened me when I was a child because they were big. This is a true story. Cold Nap Lake. We once watched a crowd pull a drowned child from the lake. Blue-lipped and dressed in water's long green silk, she lay for dead. Then, kneeling on the earth, a heroine, her red head bowed, her wartime cotton frock soaked, my mother gave a stranger's child her breath. The crowd stood silent, drawn by the dread of it. The child breathed, bleating and rosy, in my mother's hands. My father took her home to a poor house and watched her thrashed for almost drowning. Was I there? Or is that troubled surface something else shadowy under the dipped fingers of willows? Where saddened. I'll say something about the end. All lost things lie on the closing water in that lake with the poor man's daughter. The rhyme, water, daughter. I was 5. The poems I knew when I was 5 were nursery rhymes. They were for children. They all had rhymes. They all were little songs. So I'm a grown-up woman writing a poem about my memory. So in the end, I think true story turns into fairy story. Was I there? Is that troubled surface something else? So suddenly a really true story, a fact, turns into a fairy story in my 5-year-old head, which sent a message to my grown-up head and made me write the end in that way. The child lived in Britain. This is studied by the 14, 15-year-old students. They ask me, is the child dead or is the child alive? And I say, the real child's alive, but in my nightmare, in my 5-year-old head, there's a frightening dead child. Not a real child, a fairy story child, dead child. But the real little girl lived. She's the same age as me now, I expect, And no doubt she's a grandmother too. And healthy and happy.